All right, we have about 150 participants and still a few more logging in. We'll give it 2 more minutes. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. The participant logins have sort of slowed down, so I think most of the folks that are going to join us on time are here. Like I said, welcome to Back to School Night. It's a very different Back to School night than we've had before. I am still very excited to welcome everyone back to our new school year, and we have lots of great things planned for you this year, and I'm very excited to share that with you. We always introduce our teachers on the first slides, and so we'll start with Kinder and TK. So the teachers are here as panelists. I'm going to ask them to unmute themselves, say a nice hello, and then we're going to let them go get ready in their Zoom meetings to welcome you shortly. So first and foremost, Mrs. Marsh Weiss, kindergarten teacher, room 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see my students in my current class and my former students too.
All right, and is Mrs. Halgado here, room 5? She's our TK and Kinder teacher. And also Mr. Oliva is working with her during distance learning.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Back to School Night.
Okay. And Mrs. O'Connor, our other fabulous kindergarten teacher.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to WeHo.
And first grade, Mrs. Parker, room B1. Maybe is Mrs. Parker, maybe she's still logging in. Is Mrs. Greck here, first grade?
I am. Welcome, everyone.
There we go. And is Miss McCormick here? She is probably still logging in as well. So we'll catch them at the end if they're back. Second grade, Mrs. Melzer. Okay, Mrs. Chun, I know I saw her earlier.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the new school year.
Thank you. And Mrs. Iwamizu.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for dropping by.
All right, and third grade, Mr. Acosta.
Good evening, everyone. This is Mr. Acosta, room 9. Good to see you again.
And Miss Levy. I think she's still logging in. Miss Pando.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the school year.
All right, fourth grade, Mrs. Schaefer.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Back to School Night.
And Mr. Baxendale.
Hello, hello. Thank you for being here from wherever you are.
And our fabulous fifth grade, Mr. Page.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Glad to see you, and welcome to Back to School Night.
And Mr. Noor.
Hello.
He's got this fabulous Back to School Night background. Miss Galgana is here. She's our instructional technology facilitator.
Hi, everyone. Happy school year.
Miss Galgana, any of the folks that we called, did they happen to log on? Did you see?
I'm checking now.
And we have Coach Felt here, our PE teacher.
Hey, everyone.
And Coach Felt will have a breakout room tonight as well, correct? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Rao, our RSP teacher.
Hello guys, how are you?
All right, so teachers, you are welcome to stay, or you can log off at this point and go get your rooms ready. We're going to go through the rest of our presentation. Some other important school personnel. Obviously, I'm Dr. Lehman. I'm the principal. We have an assistant principal for special education doing all our IEPs, Ms. Burns Buchanan this year. Our general education assistant principal is Mr. Benda. And school psychologist this year is Ms. Bennett. We all know our plant manager, Mr. Freelo. Our cafeteria manager is Mrs. Ahmed. We talked to our PE teacher and our RSP teacher, technology coach, orchestra and band teacher, Miss Yoshida will be joining us this year, and it will be on Fridays again this year. I know everyone knows Avsana and Ruby in the main office. They say hello in their absence. And Mr. Carney's doing music again this year, and Mr. Rivera is back doing technology, and many of you have probably already talked to Mr. Rivera, helping you solve all those tech issues. This is our, yeah.
Miss Melzer is now a panelist.
Oh, hey, Miss Melzer, do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hi, everybody. Have a great school year.
Thank you. All right, technology is a challenge for everyone, but we are making it work. A school website. So this is our school website. I know it's a long name. This is the website company we work with at LAUSD. So once you go there, I encourage everyone to bookmark it so you can just get to it very quickly. Also, oftentimes once you type it in the URL, if I just start typing West, the whole rest of it comes up and I can just hit enter. You have lots of information here under these tabs, and we're constantly posting and updating during the school closure on the main web page, all the information that we think you might need very quickly. Communication, and this is something I say every year, but probably even more powerful and impactful this year, is communication is key. Ask questions, voice concerns with classroom teachers, and always, always assume positive intentions. We want this to be the very best year it possibly can be. We've done a lot of work to plan for your students and your children to join us this year, and we even have some great parent workshops and activities to have you be involved as well this year. Always ask the classroom teacher their preferred method of communication: email, phone, website, room parents. I'm sure Schoology will be an option this year. Some of our teachers use Blooms or Seesaw. So just connect with them, and I'm sure they'll share that this evening in their breakout sessions. You'll always get a Sunday evening call blast from me, and usually I send it with an email and sometimes text message. I'm very limited in what I can send in text, but I try to send the links or things that maybe you could do very quickly from your phone. I do a monthly principals newsletter. I'll send out a link in the Sunday evening call blast to that. I think FOIC includes it in their WizardWire, and it is always posted on our website as well under parent resources. My first coffee with the principal, I do that every month, will be September 22nd at 10 a.m. It will be a Zoom webinar as well. And the WizardWire comes out from FOE, our Friends of West Hollywood Elementary, and they'll be sharing more this evening as well about all their communication activities and partnership with us as a school. We should have a guest today, Nunzio Sisto. He came on to share a little bit about an opportunity for our students this year, West Hollywood Youth Orchestra. Nunzio, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. You want to share a little bit about the opportunity with us?
Absolutely. Hello, parents of West Hollywood Elementary. Just wanted to give you a little update on who I am and what we're going to be offering the students of West Hollywood. I'm part of West Hollywood Youth Training Orchestras. We began in 2007 at Fairfax High School, and our goal is to provide a little more advanced music opportunities for kids. A little bit of my background quickly. I studied at Juilliard at Mannes, and I worked as a composer and woodwind doubler. I then got my master's in education, and I taught pre-kindergarten through second grade. I taught Latin and music. I then left to create my own nonprofit because I wanted to evolve the music model. And so part of what we do is we use the pit orchestra instead of the classical orchestra to teach, and that allows us to focus on current music as well as historic. So this year, in lieu of offering any in-person programming, we're offering a composers program. And this is going to be open to 6 to 12 participants. It's going to be over Zoom, and it's going to require Sibelius notation software. We have an application on our website, and I provided some materials to Principal Lehman. We're looking to identify some students in the next 2 weeks who would like to learn the nuts and bolts of how to compose music, and that'll be our first 12 weeks. The next 12 weeks, we're going to work with the kids to write their own piece of music, probably leaning towards a collection of dances. And then partnering with Los Angeles Virtuosi Orchestra, the kids will get to hear their first composition played by professional musicians. I definitely look forward to working with West Hollywood Elementary. If you have any questions, please reach out to me to my website. I'm here to help, and we definitely look forward to doing some great things.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for including us in your amazing program. Parents, if you have questions and you're unable to reach Nunzio, just let me know. I'll make sure to connect you with him. We also have our West Hollywood Elementary Orchestra. Our teacher, Miss Yoshida, will be here Fridays, and so students can sign up. 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students, if you're interested in learning an instrument. If you have questions even, you can email me and I will forward them on to Miss Yoshida so that she can also answer any questions you have about signing up, what instruction will be looking like, and how that's going to happen this year. Ms. Galgana, she has an announcement for us for Girls Who Code Club. Take it away.
Thank you. Okay, so we are having a Girls Who Code Club at West Hollywood this year, and I do want to let you know it's all gender inclusive, but just some background on the club and why we're having it. Today, only about 24% of tech employees are women compared to 37% in 1995, and that number is predicted to decline to 22% by 2025. So right now, only 19% of students who receive degrees in computing are women, and only 2% of students receiving computing degrees are women of color. So when we think about building products and programs that we all consume, we need to make sure that more voices are heard to make these innovations the best that they can be. So when we leave women out of those opportunities, we do miss out on some of those talents, the innovation, and the diverse thought of half of our population. So we do need innovative, hardworking, and resilient girls and young women like the students at West Hollywood to join the movement and close the gender gap in technology. So I'll be pasting some more information in the chat for you, and then I am available during back to school night hours in my own Zoom room. So hopefully you are interested in joining.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So these are some fun things coming up this year. I had a lot of questions from parents too about GATE. So I've been in touch with the GATE department with LAUSD, and they are offering an opportunity for our school to pilot Renzulli Learning, which we have actually had here at West Hollywood before. This is the online version. It's project-based learning, and it's very specific to children's interest. We have a date change here. We initially had scheduled our parent GATE meeting for September 1st. However, the GATE department pushed their meeting back. So we pushed ours back because we want to have the most up-to-date information to share with you. So all parents, you don't have to have a student who is identified GATE to attend. You just want to hear and learn, are welcome to attend that webinar. It'll be Thursday, September 10th at 10 a.m. And I will share, I have a quick couple-minute video here that tells you about Renzulli Learning, how it benefits students, parents, and a little bit about it so you can see. This will be available to all of our children here at West Hollywood.
Renzulli Learning is differentiation made easy. Our founders, Drs. Joseph Renzulli and Sally Reese of the University of Connecticut, are world-renowned for their research on increasing classroom engagement through personalized curriculum and instructional services. Renzulli Learning bridges the gap between the standards-based curriculum and the students' interest areas and preferred modes of learning and expression, providing the right content to the right student at the right time. Renzulli Learning's main feature is the Profiler, an assessment of students' strengths and interests, learning styles, and expression styles to guide instructional strategies and classroom management. The students' individualized results feed into a revolutionary matching tool that recommends engaging and relevant curricular resources. Teachers will just love the time-saving differentiation engine that differentiates thousands of activities automatically by matching curricular content with individual students' enrichment offerings, over 50,000 student enrichment activities, as well as the searchable database of thousands of unit supplements, assignments, and project templates already built for immediate use in the classroom. Teachers can also use the Renzulli Learning technology to quickly and easily identify and infuse engaging resources into their lessons that will enrich any and all standard curriculum topics. As one teacher put it, it's like having a dozen teaching assistants in your classroom every day, all day. PBL is easy with Renzulli Learning. Project-based learning, whether integrated with your curriculum or driven by students' passions, is efficiently organized with the RL Project Wizard. Teachers can design projects to distribute to the students, or students can be empowered to create their own. Explore the storehouse of super starter projects ready to go for all grade levels and interest areas. The Renzulli Learning 5-step process provides scaffolding and project management that yields the independence students crave while giving teachers the ability to follow and facilitate every step of the way. Renzulli Learning provides dynamic grouping options which can be created based on student profile results or custom designed. With in-classroom groups, students are able to collaborate on group projects. Additionally, teachers can utilize the global collaboration feature to embark their students on projects across the district and with peers from around the globe. Administrators will appreciate the data-based decision-making tools that help teachers, schools, and districts create successful instructional strategies based on students' strengths. Renzulli Learning supports your district learning continuity plan within the classroom and through remote learning to provide collaborative opportunities for students to work on projects and assignments from school or home. And parents will be empowered by the parent portal that enables them to support their child's interests and strengths in school. The result? A highly engaging teaching and learning environment with both rigor and relevance where the need for intervention is reduced and all students thrive. Check us out on RenzulliLearning.com.
All right, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we've been talking about. So let's try that again. So hopefully you'll see that, and your kids will get a chance to look into that. We liked it because it was very specific to a student's interest, and so hopefully very engaging for them. So a couple of other things, parent involvement as the school year. So normally most of our parents are familiar. When you come to campus, you'll get a yellow badge and sign in before entering campus. You won't need to do that right now because we are obviously not open campus. But during COVID, we do ask that families make an appointment to come in. And if you do happen to be here without an appointment, we're asking one family or one parent at a time in the office, and that folks make use of the space in the hallway while waiting. We also have school site council, and so every year we have orientation and elections. This year will be on September 9th for parents at 10 a.m. and I'll share a little bit more about that in a slide coming up, but that's an opportunity. We need 5 parents to join our school site council, which is a decision-making council at our school. And we will again also be sharing about Friends of West Hollywood Elementary. Parents have the opportunity to be involved through the Friends of West Hollywood. And you've probably seen this already. If you haven't done so already, we have about 30 parents that still haven't signed up on Parent Portal. We'd like to get to 100% because this is going to be really helpful for us in communicating with you and making sure that you have access to Schoology and all the online elements this year. Also, we realize that kindergarten and TK families who are new to our school, and even if you were TK last year, half the year we were here and half the year we were online, we want to have something called a kindergarten collaborative for you this year. And the first meeting will be Wednesday, September 2nd at 10 a.m. I've asked our school psychologist to come and be a guest speaker. We want to support you, your learning needs, and the challenges and difficulties of not just starting a new school year, but starting online. And so we'll have Sarah share. We also want to hear from you, and we want to have opportunities for you all to get to know each other and feel like you're a part of our school and our campus. We'll be sending out the Zoom link in the Sunday evening call blast. So this is our school site council. As I said, I would share a little bit more. So we have 5 parents as members. We have myself, 3 classroom teachers, and 1 other school staff member that comprise the committee, 10 people altogether. And this year's teachers will be Mrs. Pando, Mrs. Salgado, and Mr. Acosta. And these meet once a month after school so that teachers can be a part of the meetings. We can't do it during school because they're doing instruction. And we vote on different things. We talk about uniforms, policies and procedures at the school. And usually there's a FOE board member that's a part of the council as well, as a parent, that can help us talk about all the partnerships and different elements of our school. So really excited and hoping to get 5 parents, sometimes returning parents, sometimes fresh new parents. But whether you want information or you want to join, please join us on the 9th at 10 a.m. Couple of reminders, so mid-year warnings. These are the dates they'll come out this year. We have them in September, January, and April. And those come out halfway between the marking periods so that parents know, my child is not doing as well as we thought in math or ELA. And the reason we do it in halfway through is there's still time to fix it. There's still time to get it corrected. We will have parent conferences the week before Thanksgiving. And one other reminder, just to remember that tonight is a whole group event. And so individual conferences or questions or concerns that are specific to you and your family, make sure to talk to the teacher at a different time, make an appointment, and they'll be happy during their office hours to address any concerns for you at that time. I wanted to share tonight a few specifics just for distance learning. And so we have, to this point and still growing, I have another stack of papers on my desk to process. 286 iPads and Chromebooks have been signed out to students, and 89 hotspots for internet connectivity. And so those are the numbers, the real numbers for now. They're, like I said, they're growing. If you some of my teachers were telling me that some children were trying to use an iPhone to do their distance learning. If that's the case for you, please come in and check out a Chromebook, and we do have a few more iPads to do distance learning at home. It will be much less stressful and much more productive for your children. We want you to have the right device to do learning. Tech support. So FOE funds our STAR Education Services. That's Mr. Chris. And last week when I was making this, he had already answered 113 tech support requests from the button on the website within the first few days of school. He had over 137 emails, and I asked him how many calls. He said at least 200. So the exciting thing about that, our families were able to get service and tech support very, very quickly. I know that the district line was very bogged down, and so really want to thank FOE and all of our parents for their fundraising efforts to be able to provide us with this amazing service. He's here all year. He also does instruction with the kids, but if you need any other reconfiguring, installing, troubleshooting, rebooting, please let us know. He's available for you Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30. And we talked about parent portal registrations. We want to get those done. Just a few more parents and we'll be at 100%. Also, we have extra support in the classroom for the distance learning this year. FOE always supplies us with teachers' assistants. We have 7 this year. And the district also provided us with 4 district-funded substitute teachers to help in the classroom. So for Kinder and TK, there's 1 TA full-time assigned for each class, just to help with Zoom learning, to help with small groups, to help with assessments, whatever the case may be. And then 1st through 5th grade, each grade level has at least 1 dedicated support person, whether it's a TA or a substitute from the district, to assist with the same thing, small groups, checking work, planning interactive lessons, technology, whatever the case may be, they're there to support. So a few construction updates for families that are new. We are coming near the end of our HVAC updates. So we had all new heating and air units put in, and so the classrooms are done, just a couple finishing touches, but they are all inhabitable by teachers and students whenever we do come back live. The temporary classroom bungalows that were on the lower yard and the temporary restrooms are actually going to be removed next week. They've been preparing those this week, and they'll be taking one building out each day next week. And the auditorium is close, but not quite there. We have probably another month before they finish up the auditorium. And so when we do return to site, we'll have new heating and air conditioning units to filter the air. So that's really timely, and we couldn't have planned it better. All right. And so FOE, is Justin on the call?
Yes, I just promoted him to a panelist.
Okay, so Justin, if you want to unmute yourself, we'll let you kind of take over this portion.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I think one of the kids took my Zoom over. I want to just start by saying on behalf of the FOE board, welcome everyone. I'm Justin Brown, president of the board. I know you're all eager to break out and see your teachers in a couple of minutes, so I'm going to try not to take too much of your time this evening. Needless to say, these are unprecedented times, and we're facing a lot of new and unexpected challenges this year. And because of that, I think it's going to be really important for us this year to be patient with the teachers and staff and with each other. It's also why we're going to take, especially for parents who have been at the school, we're going to take a different approach to fundraising this year. There's no way around the fact that the school is what it is, in part, obviously, because of Dr. Lehman's leadership and our wonderful teachers and staff, but it's also because of you and the fundraising that we do. And so at the end of the day, we are still going to need to fundraise. But before I get to that, I just wanted to quickly go through some things, especially for our new parents and new families who haven't heard a lot of this before. And again, I know I need to get through this quickly. So just to start, FOE is a nonprofit parent organization that's dedicated to supporting all of our kids' education, enrichment, and empowerment at the school. It's managed by a board of directors, again, of which I'm the president. But every family at the school is part of FOE. We are, it sounds trite, but we are all FOE. So each of you are part of FOE. We are merely the board that represents the parents and serves the parents. Our primary focus is fundraising, but and you would see this more if we were in school, obviously, but we do a lot of community events just to build community. And we also support Dr. Lehman's vision for the school. In terms of our mission, I've sort of alluded to this, but we really try to promote a culture of excellence at the school in terms of academics, giving kids the opportunity to do enrichments and other things that, frankly, LAUSD doesn't really provide for. But all of it, again, does depend on parents like yourselves volunteering and working together. So Ms. Lehman, if you could move on to the next slide. So you will, if you haven't already, you will be throughout the year hearing from a number of different people, and we're trying really hard this year to limit the communication. So first and foremost, each of you will have a room parent in your classroom. The room parents, what they primarily will do is send you communications about what's going on in your classroom. They work very closely with the teachers. There are still a few classes for which we do not have room parents. So if you're interested, Ms. O'Connor's kinder class, Ms. Iwamizu's second grade class, and Ms. Levy's third grade class. You can email either me, email me, justin@foe.org, and I can forward it to Kara Esto, who's taking over this year as the room parent coordinator. This year as well, for the first time, we're going to have what we're calling for now Welcome Wizards. And the idea is that for our new families, it's to connect you with a family or a parent who has been at the school for a while and who has experience. And the idea is for them to be there to answer questions for you that go beyond things that are related to the classroom. They can help you navigate who the right person is to ask about things. So that's something we're really excited about, and we should get that going in the next couple of weeks. And then lastly, when we do get to the pledge drive, each class will have one or two FOE reps, and the FOE reps are really there to encourage participation in each class. Last year, we were fortunate to have 71% of our families participate, which was unprecedented, and in large part due to the efforts of our FOE reps, who are really working under our vice president of the board, Luke Shugren. And so we're really excited to continue with that. And then lastly, the Wizard Wire, which you've already seen, hopefully, is the weekly newsletter that we will send out, which will give you information about the school and upcoming events, but won't be so specific to your classrooms. So we could just move to the next slide.
Okay, and Justin, I messaged the teachers we're running a little late, so I don't want you to feel
great.
like you have to like say everything in 3 minutes.
Thank you. So this is, you know, we want people to take away from this graphic that one of our parents prepared for us, and we're really grateful, is, you know, LASD, they primarily they cover building and classrooms, the teacher and staff salaries, and basic supplies. But, you know, there are a number of things that, that we as a parent community feel like are essential to an elementary school education that FOE, you know, years before we started the school, committed to provide for our school. Those things include full-time certificated PE coach, 7 TAs this year, orchestra, music classes, field trips, enrichments, and so on. Now, in order to do that, we have to raise in the neighborhood of $500,000 per year. It is a significant number, we realize, and we've been very fortunate again to be able to provide all of those things for our students. We just move to the next. So this is just going into the detail of last year. So last year, with our parent support, we raised over $525,000. And again, we had 71% of our families participate, which was incredible. And as a result of that, we were able this year to provide for the 7 TAs, the PE teacher, technology, year-round music teacher, and all the things you see. And just so everybody's aware, the way it works with FOE is the funds that we raise this year are to cover next year's costs, right? So the costs for this year's programs and staff are paid for with the fundraising we did last year. And so this year, we recognize that, and I'll get to this later, that it's obviously a difficult time for a lot of people. And so we're gonna have to approach this in a different way, including being much more aggressive about finding partners and community sponsors and people outside of our parent group who can help us with our fundraising. Another really important point, because this is, I think, it comes up every year, which is that it's not that every single thing that we provide is there for every kid in every grade, right? Like, so if your kid is in TK, it doesn't mean you will get every one of these things. Orchestra, just to use that as an example, is limited to 3rd through 5th grade. However, what we commit to and assure you is that at some point during your child's education at West Hollywood, between kinder and 5th grade, your child will get the benefit of all of these things, right? And so the way it works is we fundraise as a community rather than, you know, there are certain schools that fundraise on a classroom level and it's more specific. So we fundraise as a community so that we can provide these things to all of our kids and all of our students at some point during their K through 5 experience of the school. If we could just move to the next slide. So this is, it's largely illustrative in the sense that we're still looking at our budget for this year and estimating, you know, needless to say, a lot of things have changed. There are certain field trips, for example, that we will, unfortunately, won't be able to do. So we are still working to try to finalize this, but I thought this was useful to show because what it breaks down in a very clear way is how we spend our money that we raise from our families, right? So teachers' assistants typically make up 35 to 40% of our budget every year. Technology is 15 to 20%. The PE teacher is in the same range. And so you can see the funds that we raise, how they're allocated and what we use them for. You can move to the next slide now. Actually, sorry, before we get to this slide, I'd be remiss when I was going back over last year's fundraising. Just quickly, I want to mention the outgoing board members who were so instrumental in that. So very quickly, Jessica Schiffman, Bridget Fink-Levine, Jordana Holdridge, Missy Stein, Lee Bartlett, Sherry Schenker, and Tony Lord. I want to thank all of them for everything they did. Usually when we do this in person, I'd have an opportunity to make them stand up and embarrass them, but I can't really do that tonight. So thank you to all of them. So now moving on to the annual giving campaign. So this year we decided, in light of the circumstances, and we know that a lot of families are having difficulties right now, that we're, rather than asking for people to pledge now, which is normally how we do this. At the start of school, you hear a lot from us. So what we wanted to do this year is we are going to wait until after Labor Day to start to message about our pledge drive. And so part of the rationale is to give people time to adjust and get settled in. I personally know how difficult it can be getting used to the online learning environment. So after Labor Day, though, you will hear from me. You will eventually get sick of hearing from me about our pledge drive. But again, it's not, for just my kids, it's for all of us. And it is a necessary part of our school and what makes it so great. The pledge drive itself usually accounts for in the neighborhood of 60% of our total fundraising for the year. This year, candidly, we are likely going to be depending more on our pledge drive because certain events that we would normally hold in person, it's unlikely that we will be able to do those things. I'm hopeful, certainly in the spring, if we can move some of those events to the spring, then absolutely we will try to do that. But I think we're going to be, in all likelihood, our pledge drive will continue not only in the fall and the winter, but possibly even in the spring, depending on where we are. We ask every family to make a donation of whatever they can. It's all tax deductible. And we will be looking again at the levels that we had asked people to give at last year. And again, trying to take into consideration the difficult circumstances we're in. For now, if you want to give whatever you can. We are extremely grateful. And I've included a link below to where you can do that. And then again, lastly, just to reiterate, if anybody ever has any questions, I would normally say I'm always at school, which I am usually in the mornings, or my wife is there. But please feel free to email me at justin@foe.org. And thank you for the time. And I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy getting to see your teachers now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Justin. Justin works really hard, and it is a volunteer position, but he works as if he's getting a paycheck. So we do appreciate all your work and all the phone calls and all the emails that you answer.
It's a pleasure.
All right, so we're only a few minutes over, which actually normally happens. So some of these things are very normal. So the first session, I messaged the teachers that will be there a little bit late, but you're welcome to go there. And then the second session around 6:30. And then, when you finish up, we wish you well and have a wonderful, pleasant evening. Looking forward to a great year, everyone. Oh, yeah.